Hello Capricorn, welcome to your September reading. I know I'm late. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node and Progressed. And I have an exciting new little thing today. We have some astro dice. So we're going to look at the overall theme of your end of September with the astro dice. But already, as soon as I started getting into your energy Capricorn, I started feeling like you guys are very focused. We have Mercury, 7th house, ooh, in Libra. Okay, you guys are definitely in an energy of focusing at the end of September on your relationships and on building harmony and just ease. I honestly feel like Capricorn, this energy is calling for you to find balance. You know, it's really about finding balance at the moment. I feel like your mind can become so focused, and like that's because as soon as I started getting into your energy, I just started thinking about business. I don't know what, I was just thinking business. And you know, you have Libra Mercury coming out, so this is telling me that you guys have been really thinking about business partners, business connections, maybe family connections. It's feeling a lot like business and family, or business and connections. It's like things just really feel like you're needing to find a sense of balance, especially with the way maybe you're communicating. Let's get a little bit deeper. Let's have a look at your archetypes. But it definitely feels like this is a month of focusing on what is going to be best for everyone. Maybe not so best for you, maybe not so best for someone else, but best for the majority. We have Dilettante coming out, Child Nature, and we have Scribe. I love it when the Scribe comes out. So with this, when the Scribe comes out, it gives me this energy of someone needing to like really journal out their thoughts. Someone really needing to talk themselves through their feelings and what's going on. I also feel as though this is a month where you guys are really open to learning from others. So this might be a really good end of the month to pay attention or to start learning new things when it comes to money and when it comes to business and resource and finances. So you guys might be needing to learn about how to start your own, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to go with Airbnb because that's the first thing that I thought of. My friend last night said that she's putting her house up for an Airbnb, so I'm going to say that. Okay, so it just kind of feels like learning how to go about doing things in a different way. We have the Child coming out and we have the Mother, and both of these cards always remind me of each other. I always think that they're the one's the other, you know what I mean? So this has definitely got mummy issues coming up. This has definitely got things coming up from the past. It says light attributes: nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and joy in giving birth to joy in giving birth to life as the mother archetype. And the shadow attribute is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So you guys might actually be dealing with a parent or a mum in particular, or just someone really close to you who's making you feel like wrong for your sense of self, for your sense of independence. You are giving me the energy of someone who really is in their own essence and in their own vibe, and people might be a little bit uncomfortable or not sure about that because, you know, it just kind of feels as though like someone still sees you as a baby. Someone still sees you as a little infant. Someone still sees you as their little boo. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's and that's why Mercury in the 7th in Libra is coming out, because it's asking you to maybe not be so harsh with this person, especially if it's mum. You know, it's asking you to not need to, it's like write your feelings down and hermit underneath that. It's like write your feelings down and write your feelings out before you go reacting or before you go speaking things out in existence. That's why we have Mercury here, because Mercury is saying that there are conversations that are going to be coming up at the end of September that are going to require you to maybe sit with yourself a little bit. So we also have the Natural Child coming out, which says friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. The shadow attribute is a tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. So this is something that needs to be said, you know, because we have both of these cards coming out. I feel like this is giving me the energy of someone who can be really, really harsh with their words and can sort of cut people down really, really strongly. With a sense of, I know what's right, and so I'm just going to to, you know, this is just what it is. And there's a harshness, and there's nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with committing to how you truly feel about something. Like, that's nothing wrong. It might just be that there is a tendency, and I can't stop looking at this. I usually don't even pay attention to the shadow attributes, but when I do, it's for a reason. Tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Where might you be abusing the environment that you're in? Where might you be abusing people that you care about without even realizing that you're abusing them? You know, where are you maybe even not being there to care or nurture animals? Like, animals are really coming up. I feel as though what's coming to fruition at the end of September is like a connection with an old version of yourself that you have to now reharmonize and rebalance and integrate into this new version of yourself that you've created. We have the dilettante coming out. Light attributes is delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. And that's the thing. There's something about the end of September that has you, because as soon as I got into your energy, I started thinking about business. This is like the end of September is preventing you from becoming too caught up and superficial in your business pursuits, or in your career, or just in your, you know, your physical legacy and your goals and your ambitions. It almost feels like there's an energy coming in at the end of September that's calling you back home to more of like a nurturing and a natural release. And I feel like it feels like uncomfortable. I feel like it's not a nice sort of feeling. It's almost feeling like you guys want to like change everything. I feel as though there's something coming up with hair. There's really something coming up with hair. So for some of you guys, it's like maybe you need to get a new haircut, get something done with your hair, because when you work on your hair, it helps you to have a clearer mind. So when you have hair feeling good, mind feels good. And I think that's going to help you to have because with Mercury coming out, you really do need to have a clear mind, because you have a lot of you have a lot of influence this month from other people, because I think that you're going to be around other people more than you used to be. You're going to be around other people that possibly, and animals too. You might be around just a lot more energy than you're used to, or energy that you're not used to in this way. It might just be that things are a little bit different this month. Some of you guys might have literally had to like take a gamble and do something completely like out left field, and it's actually going to have you, I think, softening a little bit. I think it's actually going to have you letting go, and I think not being so wound up. Like, I've got this energy of like someone that's quite wound up. Like, I'm seeing someone like winding up one of those ballerina box things. Like, someone's winding it, but we're not getting to the let go where the box actually, the ballerina gets to dance. So I feel like what you're coming to at the end of September is the part where the ballerina finally gets to actually dance. You're not being wound up anymore. It's time to actually move, you know? The shadow attribute of the dilettante is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. And I said something to that effect earlier when I was talking about the abuse thing. There's like a self-righteousness that can come through that says, I do this way, and I think that things should be this way, so this is how it should be done. And at the end of the day, Mercury, 7th house, Libra, is asking you to actually value what other people have to say, what other people are feeling, what other people are thinking, because at the end of the day, it's not all about you, which might be like, that sounds shitty to say, but it has to be said. Like, if that's, you might not even be realizing that that's the energy that you've been in, you know? I don't know, this is a little bit like it's not a roast by any means, but it's a little bit like of a, make sure that you're checking in with yourself energy. Let's continue. We have the Temptress, seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. So I do feel as though there's a fear that you have that something's not going to work out. I have a fear. There is a fear that you have that I think you're going to get, I want to say fucked over, but I also don't want to swear. I don't know why. That's really weird, because like I swear like a sailor. I've got no problem with it. But for some reason, it's like I don't feel like swearing. And I suppose we have this Mercury in the 7th. Like, this is really paying attention to what other people are going to think about what it is that you have to say. So it's actually being mindful of your words. Because usually I just swear without even a second thought. But for some reason, I didn't want to swear. I thought about it. And that's a message for you. Because your thoughts taking a pause. Taking a pause is really important, and not reacting, but responding, and allowing yourself time to develop what your response will actually be. So it's not needing, it's not flying off the handle, because with this Temperance, it's giving me this energy of like, it's tempting to fly off the handle. It's tempting to attack a situation in a certain way. It's tempting to react in ways that we always have. It's tempting, but that doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do, you know? So we also have achievement coming out. Keep focused on your dream, which is, like I said at the beginning of this reading, your focus is really, really strong. So the thing is, you know what it is that you want, and the changes, I just heard sacrifices. The sacrifices you're making, the changes that you're making, the things that you're doing in order to get yourself where you're going is really, really important, and you are on the path, and you're doing the right thing, and everything is good. It's just that it's going to come with discomfort, like everything does. And because you are Capricorn, you are ruled by Saturn. You are the sign of restriction and having to climb the mountain, and essentially having the drive and the power and the passion to actually physically do that. You guys have the power to do that. A lot of other people don't, you know? Capricorn energy is such a strong energy, and it's not until I get older, you know, Capricorn, of course, Saturn, the older I get, the more I can actually appreciate Capricorn energy and go, yeah, legit. Working hard on a goal for an extended period of time and actually climbing the mountain does get you somewhere. Huh, who would have thought? So you guys naturally have that, but I think that there's a new dream, or there's a new energy that's arising for you. With this piece, you know, dissolving unwanted or disturbing thoughts. That's what this Mercury, like we started talking about this straight away. You guys, I think, have a fear about the choice that you're making or the thing that you're doing. Some of you guys, it might even be around mum. Like, I have a fear about connecting with my mum, I have a fear of communicating with my mum, or I have this discomfort, or there's a disturbance that comes up through connecting with my mum. And with this loss, grief, sadness, resurrection, there is a sense of sadness and loss that is definitely going to be coming up for you at the end of September. But that loss is what's truly going to bring you peace, because it's almost like you need to go back to where you're too afraid to go. You need to go back to where it feels so uncomfortable, to where it feels disharmonious, to where it feels, you know, like something you want to avoid, because it's time to face it and it's time to harmonize through it. And I feel like you guys are going to be really proud of your ability to achieve a level of peace in a situation that doesn't feel peaceful or shouldn't seem peaceful, you know what I mean? I also think that you guys are going to be getting a lot more into your art and your creativity. We have the Seven of Wands, the Four of Wands. So you guys, some of you guys really are moving, or it's a living situation that really has you feeling defensive, and has you feeling not sure whether you want to. Look, this is like, it's not a naked mole rat, but I always see this as a naked mole rat, and how vulnerable a naked mole rat actually really is. So I think that there's like a level of vulnerability that you have, that I think, you know, with this Fool as well, he's coming out of a shell. I feel like, and he's a turtle. So I feel like there's literally like this vulnerability that you have that I think you don't want others to see or know, or experience. And so that's a fear that you have coming up with this new situation that you're walking into. You know, it's got fear manifesting, because fear is showing you, well, I don't even want to say fear, but I want to say it's like, you know what I just heard? Actually, I don't want to go back to how it was. Like, okay, so there's a fear about not having things return to the way that they used to be. We have the High Priestess, and the Fool just came out, but that time he flew out in reverse. So you guys really are afraid to maybe take this new step. It's funny because you guys have all this energy on the table, like achieving this powerful thing, and with the High Priestess and the Page of Wands underneath as well, with the Five of Pentacles, you guys are in an inspired energy and in a very intuitive energy that's guiding you towards how you can actually free yourself from lack mentality, and how you can free yourself from not enough resources and finances and things. The Fool in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Wands with the High Priestess is saying that your intuition is guiding you on a path to find a level of peace and happiness. I love the Four of Wands so much. This to me is a bird that has built a nest that brings it so much joy, and so much happiness and restoration. And I just feel like I'm seeing flowers. I'm seeing so many flowers in all of these cards. And so I just think that being in nature is really, really going to help you. And painting flowers is really coming up. Painting flowers is going to really help you connect with yourself. I feel like painting flowers just helps you to see so much radiance and beauty, and it also helps you to quiet your mind. I feel like it's the mind. You're finding peace and harmony this month through cleansing your thoughts and through, you know, giving yourself an opportunity to grieve and to be and to look self-care and to take care of yourself, honestly. Queen of Pentacles is coming out as one of your final cards. So, you know, this Queen of Pentacles is saying, I believe in, oh, the Nine of Pentacles underneath that too. So it's about self-esteem, and it's about, I believe in myself, and I see that I have the potential to grow so many things. We have the Six of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups coming out. So while there's all this energy of finding harmony and finding peace and all this beauty, there's also some shit from the past. Like, it literally just feels like skeletons in the closet coming up. Also uncertainty. There could be a shift and a change in possibly your vision over the end of September. It might be that you're reconnecting more with a childhood vision that you are disconnected from in the past, and now it's time to, you know, get yourself back. Or you've been reminded of that version of you who was so in love with these things, you know. It might even be that some of you guys like are falling in love with animals again. You didn't realize how much you actually do love animals and how much animals bring you peace and solace and happiness and joy. Like, literally, we have peace, and then underneath it we have child, nature, animals. So some of you guys were really connected with animals as a kid, and you've lost that as an adult. And so now the end of September has you being like, I need to connect with the animals again. I need to start connecting with creatures, and I need to, like, you know, pet a dog, go play with a lamb. We have an alpaca out here, you know. Like, some of you guys haven't been realizing that while you've been climbing this, like, this is an example, but you've been climbing this like corporate ladder, and at the end of the day you haven't been realizing that you actually have all of these resources here in simplicity, in nature, in what you physically had around you before you even got to the level that you're at now. It's almost like the level that you're at now is opening your eyes to you seeing that you always had it, that you always actually had this support, you always had this opportunity, you always had this potential to achieve really big things, and it was always going to happen. It's just you've been on this journey of finding that. And I think that you guys have a lot of, like, what's the word I'm getting? It's like, what's the word? There's an obligation. I feel like you guys feel obliged towards your mother. There's an obligation that comes in towards mum. And I think at the end of the day, Capricorn, I think that the biggest thing is mummy issues that are coming up to be healed and dealt with. And I think the best thing you can do about that is to create through them. So when she brings things up, or this doesn't have to be actual mum, it could be mother figure. You don't have to have your mother still physically with you. But it could be mother figure. It just could be what, you know, put it where it fits and suits within you. But it could even, for some of you guys, it might even be an older sister that you lost. Like someone, a sibling, who knows. But this is an energy of you feeling obliged towards someone. And you needing to now find this balance with, yes, okay, being of service and honouring and loving them and being there for them. But also being independent and, you know, being with yourself. Like literally shadow attributes. Smothering or abandoning children. Instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. This is someone who gets upset, say, when you want to go and spend the entire day outside, out of home, because you just don't feel like it and mum wants to hang out. Like, you're needing to set these boundaries. It just is what it is. And it's healthy for you, and it's healthy for your inner child, because I feel like your inner child obviously wasn't able to set boundaries. We can't really set boundaries with our parents when we're children. Not in the past anyway, because we didn't understand that. That wasn't an option. So now, you know, you're having to set boundaries where you've never set boundaries before, and that's hard, and that can be confusing, and that can be difficult, but, you know, it's a part of the path, it's a part of the process, and now my nose is getting really itchy, so that's definitely saying, work on your boundaries, okay? Especially with mum. You're picking up, you literally absorb so much, and it's, you wouldn't think this as a Capricorn, but you really do. You absorb so much energy from elsewhere, from externally. this end of September is an opportunity for you to find peace and harmony within yourself by going back to being a child, going back to little you, going back and spending time in nature, especially Four of Wands as well, trying to find spaces that make you feel comfortable at home, even if it's literally giving yourself 10 minutes in the bathroom before everyone else is awake in the morning, or doing yoga outside before anyone else is awake, you know, doing things that give you this sense of independence whilst also being connected to everyone else is really going to help you thrive in the month of September, Capricorn. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I love you so much. Do let me know in the comments down below if it resonated. If you enjoyed it, please do give this video a like, because it really helps to spread my readings to more beautiful Capricorn souls. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? If you want to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below through the link in my description. I have so many options. Listen to your channeled songs. Make sure you listen to them. I will see you in your October reading, Capricorn. Peace.